The first international event to mark the UN Decade of Education for Sustainable Development brought together over 900 practitioners, academics and activists from 50 countries to discuss what could be done by educators to reorient the vision of development.
And the role education plays because the role participation plays, because the way we would like communities to be in charge of their development, because of the way we would like people to participate in decision making.
One of those key ones, Chapter 36, was the recognition, went undisputed by all the world leaders, that education played a particular role.
This UN Decade is a recognition of education as a crucial input for attaining sustainable development. But this is not to say that many of us have not already started on this journey. In India, as I am sure in many developing countries, environment cannot be seen except in the context of development.
The big question, I think, when we talk about educating for sustainable development is first of all to understand, well, what is sustainable development, what's going on here.
The conference laid out roadmaps for ESD action in all major sectors and from a variety of perspectives at 20 concurrent workshops between the 18th and 20th of January 2005 at the Center for Environment Education, Ahmedabad, India. The DESD Declaration internationally acknowledged education as a critical agent for transforming lifestyles, attitudes and behavior towards a more sustainable world. The right kind of education and communication strategies can raise awareness, enable communities to vision and participate in bringing about this change, as well as equip societies with the skills and expertise required to make the change.
Without media, you cannot bring change.
And I wanted to scream out to somebody, somewhere, what was happening in Islamabad, and I couldn't do that.
While the paradigm of development is undergoing change, it is clear that the paradigm of education also needs to change fundamentally. Experts and educators focused on key issues and challenges facing the decade.
How to share the experiences, that's the key. The role of education, higher education institutions, universities should not be in the ivory tower.
The international conference looked at these issues generically in the plenary sessions and at the paradigm shift required for ESD. Possible synergistic links to other global commitments like Millennium Development Goals, Education for All, and the UN Literacy Decade were considered. A key task taken up by the participants was to carefully study the UN DESD Draft International Implementation Scheme of October 2004, with a view to enrich and strengthen it. Participants contributed actively to the Ahmedabad Declaration. An international committee then drafted the declaration. To quote the resolution unanimously adopted by the conference at its final plenary session, "As we gather in the city where Mahatma Gandhi lived and worked, we remember his words, education for life, education through life, education throughout life."
I do see from the declaration and the action plan and the documents that are there that it's going to serve as a very, very useful input to both the UN agencies and to the governments to see what do they need to do to ensure sustainable development as we move forward, and to raise the awareness and consciousness about the role that education needs to and can play in this process.
We move forward from Ahmedabad in a spirit of urgency, commitment, hope and enthusiasm.